All right, today we're talking about a fighter, a real trailblazer, a national icon. We're diving into the story of Ankita Raina and her absolutely unbreakable spirit.
So think about this for a second. What does it really take to become a champion? I mean, is it just raw talent? Or maybe luck, having all the right resources? Or is it something else? Something, deeper, a little harder to pin down? Well, for India's #1 tennis player, Ankita Raina, the answer was everything. It took everything. Her journey to the top wasn't just about hitting a tennis ball really well. It was a true test of will, a story of massive sacrifice, and just this relentless pursuit against some incredible odds. So let's dive in and see what that really looked like. Okay, so we're looking at the career of one of India's most important modern tennis players, for sure. But her story? It goes way beyond just rankings and titles. It's about breaking down barriers and setting a whole new standard for the generation coming up right behind her. Every great journey has a beginning, right? And for Ankita, that journey didn't start in some major tennis hotspot. Nope. It started in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. And it was there that a single critical decision would end up shaping the entire course of her life. So let's get the basics down. Ankita was born back in 1993 in Ahmedabad. Her family has Kashmiri Pandit roots, and she picked up a racket when she was super young. She's a righty with that powerful two-handed backhand, and that technical foundation, it would pretty much become the bedrock of her entire career. And here, this is where you really start to see her incredible commitment shine through. At just 14 years old, think about that. An age when most of us are just worried about school and hanging out with friends, Ankita and her whole family made this huge decision. They packed up and moved to Pune. Why? Simple. To get better training, better facilities, everything she needed to go from just a talented kid to a real professional. And this was just the first of many, many sacrifices to come. All right, this next part of the story, this is where that unbreakable spirit we talked about was really forged in fire. The pro tennis circuit is honestly a brutal place, especially if you don't have a ton of money behind you. It's a nonstop grind that can break even the toughest athletes out there. For Ankita, the reality was just that, a grind. I want you to just imagine this. You're traveling the world, a lot of the time completely alone with no coach right there with you. Now imagine the constant pressure of having to find the money just to enter the next tournament. Yeah, this is not the glamorous side of pro sports you see on TV. This was years of just pure hard work on the super demanding, lower-tiered ITF circuit. And this right here, this gets to the absolute core of who she is as a competitor. Pure, unadulterated perseverance. There was no overnight success story here. Not at all. Her rise came from just putting in the work, day in, day out, year after year, even when the big results weren't coming. She just refused to give up. But hey, don't mistake all that struggle for a lack of success. Because even during those incredibly tough years on the ITF circuit, she battled her way to 11 singles titles. That's huge. So the key takeaway here is that even in the middle of the grind, she was winning. She was building her game, sharpening her resolve, and basically laying all the groundwork for what was about to happen next. So after all those years of fighting the trenches, the moment, it finally arrived. All of that hard work, every single sacrifice, it was all about to pay off in a massive, massive way. She was about to smash a ceiling, and not just for herself, but for all of Indian tennis. April 2018, remember that date. This was the turning point. After all those years grinding it out, this was the moment it all came together, when all that hard work finally paid off with a huge leap forward in her career. She did it. She broke into the world's top 200. Now, for those of you who don't follow the tennis ranking super closely, let me tell you, this is a monumental achievement. It's kind of like the invisible wall that separates the players still grinding it out from the ones who get to walk right into the main draw of the world's biggest tournaments. And hey, to put that into even more perspective, she became only the 5th Indian woman in history to do it. Just think about that for a second. In a country with more than 1 billion people, she joined this incredibly exclusive club. She basically etched her name right alongside the legends of Indian tennis. And the best part, she immediately proved she belonged there. She started scoring some absolutely massive wins. I mean, just look at the caliber of players she wasn't just hanging with, but beating. Samantha Stosur, a former US Open champ, Sabine Lisicki, a Wimbledon finalist, Sarah Aroni, a French Open finalist. Come on, these are tennis royalty. And Ankita beat them. And the breakthrough just kept on going. She pushed even higher, hitting a career-high singles ranking of 160. And then she cracked the top 100 in doubles, peaking at number 93. This was the new bar, the new ceiling she had set for herself. But, Ankita's story isn't just about her own success on the tour. Some of her absolute proudest moments, as you can imagine, have come when she's playing with the Indian flag on her shirt. And man, did she deliver. 2 gold medals at the 2016 South Asian Games. Then she followed that up with a massive bronze medal in singles at the 2018 Asian Games. Look, winning on tour is one thing, but winning a medal for your country, with India on your chest, that's a whole different level. And it goes beyond just those big medal events. For years, she has been an absolute rock for India's team in the Billie Jean King Cup. You might know it by its old name, the Fed Cup. She's just been that consistent, that vital player who is always there when her country calls. So when you take a step back and you put it all together, the struggle, the breakthrough, the pride of playing for her country, what does it all add up to? Well, it adds up to a legacy, a powerful one. And in 2021, that legacy was officially recognized at the highest possible level. She received the Arjun Award, which is one of India's most prestigious sporting honors. And this wasn't just an award for, winning a bunch of matches. This was for her entire journey, for her impact on the sport in India.
When you think about it, her story is this incredible arc of transformation. From this determined little girl in Gujarat who just dared to dream big, who moved cities at 14, who fought through all those years of struggle to become a national hero, an inspiration for literally millions of people.
So yeah, Ankita Raina's journey is just this powerful reminder that with a truly unbreakable spirit, you can smash through any ceiling. She has carved a path where there really wasn't one before. And that leaves all of us with one final and pretty exciting question. Who's going to be the next one to walk down that path?